Hello all, and welcome to Acesomniac video rotation number 3. So we've been around for a little while now, woohoo! And people are watching our videos, at least somewhat. Great, awesome, I'm very glad to hear it. It's quite exciting. Now this also means that I've successfully managed to get through 2 whole videos without getting kicked out. So I guess I'm doing something right. Though I haven't really quite managed to figure out what that is just yet. I digress. Anywho, so I've been informed by upper management that this time around I am to talk at you all about coming out, or in layman's terms, revealing your sexual identity to others. Now, I suppose that this topic has been brought about, at least in part, as a result of something that happened recently. Maybe you all are familiar with this coming out day event. I'm not terribly well versed in the history behind it, so please forgive me if there's some inaccuracies here. But as far as I understand it, this is a time when people are encouraged to go out and talk about their sex lives with others, to be proud of it, to take the reins of their lives, so to speak, and come out of the closet, I believe is the common phrase behind it. So I did some thinking about it this week, and I'm not sure, really, if I'm the only one that has come to this conclusion, but it just seems like a terrible idea. Like, the message is just completely wrong. Now, you all are welcome to your own opinions, and please feel free to disagree with me. Would be very interested to hear your thoughts on this. But please do me a favor and at least hear me out here, follow my line of reasoning. I never really understood at what point it became socially acceptable, or really, in this day and age, socially expected for people to be transparent about their sex lives. I must have missed the memo that told everyone that, hey, now you are supposed to be completely open about what happens behind closed doors. I'm not sure, but personally, I don't see how that information is remotely relevant to anybody. What I do, or I suppose in this context don't do, during my sexy time, or lack thereof, it doesn't relate to anybody. Well, pretty much anybody, yeah. Think about it. Think about all the relationships you have. Coworkers on a professional basis, friends, casual acquaintances, family members. How many of them are going to be affected by your sex life? Count it out, guys, and let me know, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very, very small minority. I'm just thinking about this whole coming out thing, and I'm envisioning this idea in my head when I'm talking with somebody, and I just don't know the point where the light bulb goes off and you stop the conversation and say, oh, by the way, here's what I do during sexy time. Here's the whole backing behind my sexual identity. Even though it's completely unrelated to what we were just talking about. When does that happen? How do you do that? I don't know. Maybe some people just magically insert it into a conversation, but I can't even fathom how you get about doing that. It just feels like it's completely irrelevant to pretty much everybody. Unless I'm pursuing a sexual relationship with somebody, which, by the way, I won't be. Spoiler alert. What does that information have anything to do with them? I don't get it. So I've been thinking of, as far as this coming out day thing goes, and it adds this unnecessary pressure to people to do so. At least I get the vibes that this whole coming out event just puts this pressure on people. It urges them, hey, you need to go out and tell people about this. Now, that's okay, I guess, if it's somebody that you're very intimate with, that you trust, that you're comfortable with, and you feel like it'll help them get to know you a little bit more. But not everybody wants to hear it. You don't need to tell everybody. I know I don't want to hear it. I'm not anti-sex by any stretch of the imagination. Whatever you want to do, as long as you don't infringe on anybody's rights, and as long as it's completely consensual, that's cool. You go ahead and do it. Be happy, by all means. But I don't want to hear it. I don't need to know what you'll do, with who, or what, under what time of the day, with what circumstances, with what objects, if the stars are aligned, or what color shirt you're wearing. I don't need to know. It's not my business. It doesn't affect me as your acquaintance or coworker, whatever. It has no bearing on me. I mean, this idea just feels like we're pressuring these people who are already sometimes insecure, that are vulnerable, that feel out of place. And now October 11th comes around. It's like, oh, by the way, you now have to tell everybody this personal, intimate information about yourself. You need to be completely transparent. And I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating there, but there should be no pressure at all. People should do it as they want to on an ad hoc basis with the people that they're comfortable with. I think in society we're somehow taught to be invasively curious about what people do with their sex lives, and that's awful. And I feel that, badgering people kind of feeds that curiosity for this information that really nobody has any right to, besides the people that you are comfortable with entrusting it in. So, as far as like this overall message goes, really it just boils down to you can be comfortable with yourself, with who you are. This sense of identity is completely separate from having to shove information in people's faces. They are detached completely, and people really need to stop putting them into the same box, because the quest for identity, the quest for self-acceptance, does not end in having everybody know the ins and outs of your life. It's perfectly okay. So, in the end, come out if you want to the people you want to, but please, please do not feel pressured. Please do not feel that you are ashamed or closeted if for any reason you don't want to tell somebody, because you don't have to. Really, it's okay. You can be friends with somebody, you can be coworkers, family members. They don't need to know. And that's all it boils down to. So, really that's all I have for you right now. I will see you all in 2 Wednesdays from now, which I think adds up to 14 days. So, I hope you all have a productive and enjoyable next 14 days, and I'll see you around next time. Until then, take care.